What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be building a do-it-yourself incubator. This one will be the one I'll be using, so it's not like I'm just trying to make a video and build an incubator. So this is going to be the one I'm using. Got a nice thermostat, it's the VE2, and it's the new one with the pulse, well, the proportionate one, and that's more what you want instead of the on and off type. It'll keep a more consistent temperature. Got an incubator fan. And paid $25 for the fan. It's got a adjustable 5-speed controller. The fan's a lot more powerful than I thought. So I mean, at max, I'll probably be only using it on 2. But the nice thing about that is it's got the bottom suction on it. So if I mount it up to the top of the incubator like so, up towards the front like where I planned, it's going to pull all the air from the bottom, shoot it back across where I'm going to have my heat pad, and it's going to shoot right back down. So it should be a nice even airflow, or at least that's what I'm hoping on. Now there's 2 ways you can do the heat source. One is a pad, which I just bought the pad. It's an 11-inch by a 23-inch, which is just about perfect for the back of this wine cooler instead of a mini fridge. It was a little more accessible, even though it'll do the same thing. The second way is with heat tape. If the heat pad doesn't work out, I might just do it with just heat tape, or the heat tape and the heat pad itself. But right now we're just going to try that heat pad. But first thing you're going to want to do is make sure it's out of Freon. I have a buddy of mine that's got a recovery machine, and we already pulled the Freon out. So now what I'm doing with this one is, all I did was pull the compressor out of the bottom after the Freon was pulled out. And that was it. They got the cords that were plugged into that capped off. And I removed the coil from the inside, which I'll show you here in a second. Because this wine cooler's actually got a light and a temper control setting where it's got an alarm on it if it goes off when it's out of range. So I actually left the cord hooked up so it'll work just normally. It just won't try to kick the compressor on. I also removed the probe inside so it won't have a signal trying to shoot to cut it on, so we don't have to worry about nothing engaging or trying to cut on a fire or anything like that. But we removed the coil from the back of it. Now this one I don't have to drill any holes or anything in to run my wiring, because the line for the coil will come in here, which is a nice hole, good sized hole, probably about a 1/2 inch, with a little rubber grommet in it, so I ain't got to worry about wires cutting or nothing like that. Plus I got a drain line right here, which will do the same thing. But the back side there is about 13 inches by 23 inches tall, so the heat pad's going to be a little tall. But the way I've got the shells to work in here, this will be the only one that'll be coming back. So when it comes up to the top here, I've already test fitted it. It's kind of going to curve here instead of going right back to the corner and then going down. It's going to kind of have like a little egg shape right there. Be easier for the fan to get a better circulation, or at least that's what I'm hoping on. But I guess since we've already got everything removed, we'll go ahead and start running our probe in through the drain line. I'm going to have to cut the cord for the heat mat because the actual plug piece won't fit through the holes, but I got electrical hookups for all that. And then we're going to have to run the fan cord in, which shouldn't be no big no either, just do it the same way. But hopefully this will go pretty quick. I think I've got it set up to go pretty quick. Alright. First thing we're going to run through is going to be our probe wire. Now I'm just going to take that. Now since the drain hole is the smaller hole of the two, I don't know if you can actually see the size. We'll just go ahead and run. Yeah, that's the drain hole. we'll just go ahead and run just the probe through this one and this one only, and have the other two cords going through the other hole. But I haven't exactly decided where I'm putting my probe yet, so I'm going to put in about 3 feet of cord. The VE2 comes with plenty of cord. I want to say it's 8-foot probe cord. But we'll set that off to the side. Now we're going to take our mat. Now that I've already had it in there and test fitted, I know it's going to have at least this much cord inside of it at bare minimum. So that it's not touching the bottom or anything like that, I'm going to cut it right about there so I know it's elevated. And then I'm going to go ahead and run that piece in through the bottom here. Might have to wind up running the fan through the other hole because that's pretty tight fit. Right. I'm sure that's in there enough for me to grab it. Set that off to the side so I can strip the cord on it. Now the fan, I'm not quite sure how much cord is going to be in the inside of that one because I didn't measure it. But it's got a quick disconnect on it, so I'm just going to cut it right here on the quick disconnect. So it leaves me plenty of room to actually, let's go a little farther in case I mess up. Give me plenty of room extra. And I know that'll be alright. Then I'm going to run the end, not the quick disconnect end, but the other end right here. And with the probe. I know that's plenty in there, but always give a little extra. Now I'm going to flip it up. That way we can get to the inside of it. Our probe wire, our fan wire, and our power cord for the heat pad. Now the heat pad, since the wire's on that side, I'm going to want it to sit in here like so. You see how it's got the curve up at the top instead of going all the way back like that. Of course it'll be taped in, so that can't happen. But it'll have a bow at the top, and it'll catch the air and help it circulate a lot better. But I'm going to cut these cords and get back to you. Alright YouTube, I let you off with the cords being cut. So I went ahead and connected the cords. I used the little crimp connects on the fan and the power cord for the fan and the heater. So I went ahead and I taped the heater up, the heating pad up, taped the cord up for the heating pad and for the fan, and I mounted the fan. I just used a little couple pieces of tar strip instead of drilling holes in it. I wasn't worried about it, but those tar strips actually hold a heck of a lot better than I thought they would. But all I got to do now really is put the shelves in, pull the cords down through it to the exact distance I want. Then I'm going to throw the probe somewhere here in the middle. And then I'm going to cut it on and let it run for a couple hours and see what happens. But it comes with a couple different size shelves. This little, what I had planned here, let me get the probe out the way so I don't break that. This little one here I had planned on being the very bottom of it, since the heat pad doesn't go full length. If I can get this thing in the hole. Well, this is where I was going to start stacking the eggs, and I was going to put a tub of water down here because it's got this lip, and then it drops. And I put the heat pad to there and then come down with it. But I'm going to use that for water, and I've got 4 other shelves here. I'm not even going to install those, really. I'm just going to do 1, 2, and then 2 on top of those. Shelf, 2, 2. So it will easily hold 8. I've already measured it up. I did that when I went to go buy it, just to make sure I can get as much out of it as I can. Because I actually bought this wine fridge as a working wine fridge. But I got it at a decent price, so I'm not too worried about it. People that I bought it from didn't seem too happy that I was done. Alright, sorry about that. I couldn't get the shelves fit. But just for now, I'm going to run the probe right about here. I probably could have gone down another level. But that's pretty much center of the incubator setup. So I guess let's start plugging everything in and see if everything works. Alright, we'll start with the fan. Sorry, I'm filming with one hand here. It's not the easiest. Alright, let's cut it on 5. Alright, fan definitely works. I don't know if you could hear that, but that thing is moving some air on 5. So we're going to put it down to like 2 or 3. Easy control settings on this. So let me sit it down for 1 second. Alright, now the fan set on 2. Now, we're going to hook the probe up to the thermostat. And this is just like telephone cord. Real easy hookup. Alright. Alright, plug it in. Thermostat. Now need the cord for the heat mat. Plugging the heat mat into the thermostat. Alright. Probe says it's 72 degrees in there right now. We're gonna change everything real quick. Set daytime temperatures. Alright, we're going to set that to 89 degrees, just like it is. Nighttime dropping out, we're not worried about that. I'm not worried about the time of day. Heating mode, you have the pulse mode, on and off mode, or the dimming mode. Some people like the dimming. I prefer really like the pulse. I guess before I have any eggs, I'm going to try them both out, just to see what the consistency is. Stick a 24-hour thermometer in there, see what the temperature range is going to be on them before I decide which one I'm going to put it on, keep it on. We're going to do the pulse. Alright. Alright, she is now warming up. Now I'm going to plug in the actual refrigerator unit itself, so I can get the light and stuff on in it. That's the alarm I was telling you about. It's got for the temperatures. But you can see the little light it's got in it, built into it. I thought that was a neat little feature to keep. That's what it looks with the light off. If I stuck a piece of paper in there, you'd actually see the light a lot better, but since everything's jet black, you can't really notice it. I think I got a piece of newspaper here. It's not exactly white, but it shows you how much brighter it actually is. But I'm going to stick your Accurate thermometer in there and hit you back with the results here in about 2 or 3 hours. Well, it's been running for about 3 hours now. I moved it over to where it's permanently going to be, but the only real spikes it's had, it's not even really a spike if the camera will adjust here. Alright, there we go. We'll go through the history. Low was 89, high was 90, so I mean it's just bouncing in between there, no biggie. But couldn't find my freaking thermometer, so I'm gonna have to go buy, might as well buy two so I can put one up here on this shelf and one down here so I can see if there's any variance there. If so, I'll try to crank the fan up and see if that'll make a difference. But I'll set one thermometer up here and one down there for 24 hours each, and then switch them out to make sure the thermometers are pretty close to being the same. But easy do-it-yourself incubator. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Any other tips you think I might have done wrong or I could do to improve it, I'd like to hear that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Later, YouTube.